Welcome to New Bike Day. This is the brand new Liv Pique Advanced 29 Pro. I've been riding the Liv Pique for a while, but this version I'm pretty excited about. The Pique is all about light and fast cross-country racing, cross-country style riding, perfect for Idaho, perfect for World Cup racing. And this year's Pique though is 297 grams lighter. It's also stiffer, 10% more pedal stiffness, 6% more torsional stiffness, and all of that comes from the redesigned tubes, which are making it lighter and stronger and faster, which I didn't think was possible with the last Pique, but this year's is really frigging awesome. So it's got a few different features as well. If you've ridden the Pique before, the flex point suspension, what they've done here is really simplified the rear suspension, so it's easier to maintain, less moving parts, and it's going to give you the kind of ride where you're not either bottoming out the suspension or losing traction with the ground or losing contact with the ground. So it's a really awesome ride for like rock gardens and descending, but also going to be a really stiff, light bike for climbing. It really is kind of the perfect cross-country bike, and it's a lot different than last year's models in the ways that I already told you about. A couple other features on this Pique that I'm pretty excited about is I'm running, for the first time ever, I'm running the SRAM Flight Attendant, SRAM Maxxis Flight Attendant. And what that is, it's basically a brain on your bike, and the flight attendant will basically take your riding style and shift for you, which sounds kind of weird. I was not really sure about that, but what it does, it gets to know you through your power meter, it gets to know your style of riding, it reads the terrain, and it's actually less shifting for you, less thinking for you, but the bike is going to read your pedaling style and the terrain and kind of shift for you. Of course, you can always shift if you want, but it's really kind of amazing. I was a little bit afraid of it, like, you know, all this computer stuff riding my bike for me, but it's so much more efficient to not be thinking about shifting and, oh, I got to downshift, oh, I got to upshift. And, you know, if it's good enough for Nino Schurter, it's good enough for me. But I'm a fan. It's just like when I first started using electronic shifting SRAM Maxxis, I was a little worried about batteries and too much technology, but I'm totally sold on it, both electronic shifting and now the new Flight Attendant, because it really is kind of better than what I could do myself with my thumb. So some other really cool things on this bike that I'm pretty excited about. This is the 5th edition of the Enve M5 cross-country wheels. So Enve is, they don't really rest, and so it's the 5th edition because every year they're trying to make better and better and lighter and stronger and faster wheels. So the biggest difference in this version of the Enve M5 is that the front and the rear wheel are actually different, and they're dedicated in a different way. So the front wheel is a little bit wider, front rim is a little bit wider to allow for more traction, wider tires, lower pressure, and traction control. The rear is a little bit narrower to provide for strength and stability in the area where you need it most. So it's really innovative to actually have a different front and rear rim. It makes a lot of sense. We do that all the time with our tires, putting a wider tire on the front, narrow on the back, but this is bringing the technology into the rim where you need it most. It also has a really low volume, so that allowed them to use less material, make it lighter weight and stronger. And externally molded spoke holes allow for lighter weight, stronger material. Again, the whole package of these new Enve M5s are lighter, faster, stronger. If you ever thought that was possible, there's a lot of really nerdy technology that goes into it, but the basics of it are the front and the rear wheel are doing different things, and so they're designed differently to actually make your ride quality superior. So way to go, Enve. Pretty stoked on that. Also on this brand new Liv Pique is I'm trying out some new Maxxis Aspen and Aspen ST tires. These make no doubt about it, these are race tires. They are not for Moab or other places. These are your fast, light cross-country race tires. A little bit different tread on the back, nice wide profile for kind of stability, but really low profile tread in the back on the ST, and then a little bit more tread on the front with Maxxis kind of signature side knobs to give you the kind of control and handling in the corners. But these are really basically World Cup, cross-country racing, brand new tire that all of the Maxxis athletes are using. Super fun. I think one of the really interesting things about mountain biking is changing your tires for the terrain that you're going to be in. So you might say, oh, that tire is not for me, I'm not a cross-country racer. But if you're in a place where maybe you're riding gravel on your mountain bike, or you're doing mixed terrain and you don't need a lot of tread, you're going to save a ton of weight by running a tire like the Aspen. And so don't count it out and say, I'm not a World Cup racer, those tires aren't for me. It's really fun to dial in your bike based on your tire choice, based on where you're going, what you're doing, what your adventure is all about. So I'm excited to try these out and see how, I actually want to see how they feel on our Idaho trails, because we do have pretty smooth trails out here. So I think this is going to be great. It brings down the weight of the whole bike altogether. So I'm pretty excited. A lot of new stuff on this bike, including obviously the frame, the Liv Pique brand new 2024 model, but all the kind of cool bells and whistles that I'm pretty excited about to ride, from SRAM, from Maxxis, from Enve, from Time pedals, brand new with the rainbow colors on there too. So yeah, I hope you can feel my excitement, because I'm really ready to stop talking and go ride this bike. Woo, I'm slowing down for this baby. Oh yeah!